Hello everyone. I think it's been a little bit since I've done a longer form. I should stop saying longer form because really when I do these horizontally recorded videos, I feel like I'm still doing videos that are only a little bit longer than some of the, vertical videos I do, whatever the case. I wanted to talk about journaling and morning routines. So last week on Monday, I started a 12-week journaling process. This 12-week journaling, I can't think of the word. I plan to journal for 12 weeks. And I started on October 6th because that'll take me in through the last week of December. So I'm finishing out this year doing daily journaling. That's the goal. And so far I've been good. I've been able to do a little bit of journaling in the morning and evening. I am doing a guided journal, not a free write journal, so that helps to structure things so that I'm able to do just a little bit in the morning and the evening, and I'm not getting, too carried away with the journaling. But some of the things that I've noticed already is I'm really appreciating the time to focus on things that are important to me or things that are going right. Because throughout the day, stuff pops up with life or with work or just in the world, and it can be really easy to allow all of our focus and attention to go to problem solving. And one of the things I've noticed already journaling for just about a week, maybe a little bit longer, is that, I haven't hit a week yet, but I don't know when I'm going to post this. So somewhere in the, in the week family, I'm appreciating the time to just say, okay, what am I grateful for? Or what energy do I want to carry with myself today? What do I hope for tomorrow? How did today turn out? How do I want today to go? Just giving myself time to think about more positive things or the goal, the intention I'm setting for the day, and actually writing it out. Not just keeping it in my head, but writing it out and having that be like one of the first things I do in the morning. So this is kind of bleeding into that morning routine. For months now, my morning routine, I didn't really have a morning routine, honestly, but for months now, it was just saying particular affirmations in the morning. And then at some point, I added in water. So just having a little bit of water, saying the affirmations and having water. And then I think after the water, I added in a morning shower. So I'm a nighttime shower person. I don't get into my bed without taking a shower. And then I usually will take a shower at some point during the day, the next day, but it's usually not in the morning because I'm not a morning person, and having to get up and shower and do all those things in the morning always felt like I'm cutting into my sleep time because I usually haven't gone to bed at a decent hour and I'm trying to get as much sleep as possible. But I added a morning shower in, which meant that I had to be a little bit more diligent about going to bed at a decent hour because I know that that's now part of my routine. And then journaling has also now been added. Just a few minutes, and maybe it doesn't even take me 5 minutes to go through the prompts in the morning sometimes. And I found that routine really makes me feel like I'm not letting the day get away from me. I'm not letting the day run away from me. Like I am spending the first part of my day with myself, taking care of myself, doing things that are going to help me to show up even better for the rest of my day. And that has been feeling really good. And the journaling specifically has, like I said, just helped me to focus in on some of the things that I want or things that I'm working towards in it feels like a more tangible way. So it's been great. And then on days, one day a week, I'm only shooting for one day a week, but if I can do 2 days a week, I'll go for that as well. And it's usually on the weekend. My routine is, saying my affirmations, having some water. It's not always in that order with the water might come later, but saying the affirmations, the water, the journaling. I'm gonna let this airplane go by. And something else I've added to my morning routine that I didn't mention before is I've created and I keep adding to a self-love playlist. So I'm getting ahead of myself. So affirmations, water, journaling. What did I say? affirmations, water, journaling, self-love playlist, because usually if I'm not going to work Monday through Friday, I'm very slow with this routine. That's the other thing. It's helping me to slow down because I'm not trying to rush through the routine. And I know everyone may not have that luxury if they have like children or other people depending on them for something, or they're working 7 days a week, so they actually don't have a day where they can, kind of take things slow. But I'm fortunate enough to have that opportunity to take things slow. So on the days where I'm not kind of rushing through things to get to work, I will take it really slow. So affirmations, and then I might rest for a little bit. I might even doze off again and wake up and do my journaling, and then, have some water. And then if I still need motivation to get up, I will turn on my self-love playlist. And usually by the time I get through the first song or two, I'm ready to get up. Another airplane. And usually by the time I get through the first song or two, I'm up. And sometimes I might be making my bed or straightening things up, or just kind of thinking about what I'm gonna wear, prepping stuff for my shower, because that's still the next thing that I do sometimes what I'm preparing for is to work out and then shower, which makes for an even more awesome day, because then I feel like the whole morning has just been about taking care of my physical, mental, and emotional self before I did anything else, and that feels really good. But I'll listen to my self-love playlist. I might shower or go exercise and then shower afterwards. And I have to tell you, when you're thinking about having a better life or not having to work a 9 to 5 or whatever, things you're working towards, sometimes, at least for myself, I know sometimes it can be hard to clearly identify what I'm working towards and why. Or what will a day in my life look like once I achieve the thing that I'm working towards. And there's another plane. Living by an airport has its advantages, but it also has its disadvantages. What I was saying is sometimes it can be hard to visualize what I'm working towards, or what the end result is going to look like. What will my day look like? What will my life look like if I achieve the things that I'm working towards? And I have to say, this morning routine is helping me to see that, because the way that I'm able to just kind of slowly and intentionally move through and start my morning and start my day on those days when I have that time, I have that luxury, feels so nice. And I can easily kind of say, you know what? I would like to have this be my norm, that I can slowly and intentionally get started with my day most days, because life. And now I've planted that seed for myself. Like, this is what part of what done will look like on the other side of all the things I'm working towards. When I'm thinking about a day in the life, a day in my own life, I have a reference point that is real to me, because it's something that I get to experience and live, not on a daily basis, but enough of a regular basis for it to leave an impression and give me something tangible and clear to work towards. So I say all that to say that if you don't have a morning routine or an evening routine, I also have an evening routine, even though I still struggle to get to bed at a decent hour. I do have a regular evening routine that I go through. It might be worthwhile, as you're thinking about your life and your next steps and what you want for yourself and the direction you're heading towards and heading in and all of those things. It can be helpful to have something tangible to hold on to that you're working towards, and also just a wonderful way to take care of yourself to go into your day whenever that's possible. So if you've been thinking about morning routine, encourage you to try it. If you've been thinking about journaling, encourage you to do that. If you've been thinking about making yourself a little self-love, self-care playlist, encourage you to do that. Drinking water as one of the first things you do in the morning, great. Morning affirmations or prayers or any of those things, great. Start wherever you can start and add on as it makes sense for you to add on. Like I said, I started with morning affirmations, and that was pretty much all I did for months and months and months. And then I just slowly, as my capacity for this routine and my time management improved, I just slowly started adding things in to where I'm at now. This feels like I said, it's not my full routine. It's not something I can do on a regular basis at this point. Well, I am doing it on a regular basis, but I'm not doing it daily. So just something to keep in mind. A morning routine, or even just a singular adjustment to your routine, could be really important for that perspective shift that might be needed for you to take your next steps. So I think that's it for me. I hope that you're all well. Description box will have the things. I have an accountability group. We meet weekly on Monday evenings to work on the stuff we need to work on. We meet monthly to do goal setting. Have a journal and some word searches and coloring books and things like that on Amazon. Yeah, follow me if this was interesting or entertaining or educational for you in any way. And I hope that you're well. Like I already said, take good care. Bye.